Dusty, snap out of it!
Any of this look familiar?
Our constellation contact is on approach.
Yeah, but come on. Exploring space? Who does that anymore? Ain't the space we've already got complicated enough?
Welcome aboard the Starfield Report podcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to a Starfield Report podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Smyson, and with me, as always, is Jax. How you doing, Jax?
Doing wonderful, guys. How's everybody doing today?
All right, so at the time this recording here, this episode's going to drop. Let's see, it's been a couple days now since Free Lanes has come out, because it came out on Tuesday. So we're not going to be talking about any of the Free Lane stuff just yet because it's so new. But on April 25th, Saturday, so a couple more weeks, we're going to go ahead and do a Free Lanes exclusive episode where we talk everything about Free Lanes. And an important note that we mentioned in our previous episode is that we're not going to download the Terra Armada stuff whatsoever, because in the event that downloading that will pepper content into the game that's actually not part of Free Lanes, we don't want to cross the streams right there, because Terra Armada, of course, is you have to pay for it, whereas Free Lanes is just free content for everybody. So right now,
Right.
Jackson are playing Free Lanes completely Terra Armada free, but what we will be doing is the Terra Armada starting in May. So once we do the Free Lanes episode, we're going to download Terra Armada, jump straight into it, and we'll go through hopefully three, maybe 4 episodes of Terra Armada from May into June. And so that'll be a lot of fun getting into that. But in the meantime, so on our last episode, you remember we had mod author SweetPea join us to wrap up the UC Vanguard stuff, but she had to duck out because she had a prior Starfield engagement, and so we had to finish the episode without her. However, we have a special treat for you guys. We're going to be talking about her mod stuff here, and so we're going to talk about one of her previous mods that she had made, Tailored Spaces, as well as a new one. So without any further ado, we're going to hop right into that recording. So here we go. All right. So now that you guys have we've wrapped up talking about the UC Vanguard stuff. The reason we chose SweetPea for this particular quest is now you guys know we have a reward house that's so tailored. Now the reward house, of course, the UC Vanguard questline reward. It's that penthouse way up on top of the Pioneer Tower, I think it is, or is it the Mercury one? Mercury. Okay. So pretty awesome house, and of course having the Taylor Spaces mod, which is it was just on sale, but now it's back to 400 credits, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, 400 credits.
Correct.
So you can pick that up, and she's got a ton of stuff in that for you that you can use to decorate your house. But we're also going to let her showcase a new mod that she has right now, and so now a lot of this stuff is from your Tailored Spaces that we're looking at actually in this house, right?
Actually, none of this is from Tailored Spaces.
None of it is. Okay.
So,
Oh wow.
no.
Well, tell us what we got going on, Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where are we?
this is actually the sleep crate, believe it or not. So my very first mod was the sleep crate, and I was rather offended by the rusty bed, so I decided that I was gonna take the rusty bed out, and I learned how to use console codes to take the bed out. And when I got in the CK, what I realized is that the entire inside of the sleep crate, which looks like this small. It's this small.
Yeah.
Right.
It's it's a pack-in, which means it's all one piece. So if you take out one part of it, the entire inside of the sleep crate is empty. And so my first little mod was empty sleep crate. And then I did deluxe sleep crate when I realized, oh, I
Mhm.
can move these walls out. Well, now this is Sleep Crate Reimagined, and you're probably asking, do you keep doing the Sleep Crate? Well, this is my favorite place to live because the NPCs come in and use your furniture. It's
Oh,
not separate from it's not a separate cell. It's part of the
That's what I was
environment.
just going to ask if this was an individual cell on its own, but it's an integrated cell into all of Neon.
Correct. Yeah. So it's just a much more interesting place. So this is actually 8 times the size. Um, so this is the original Sleep Crate. This is
Yep.
Sleep Crate Deluxe, and actually there's another whole bit there. So, um, and then I decided, you know what? It's kind of interesting to look at the inside of Neon. You can
yeah.
see the storms, um,
Mhm.
and there's this looks finished. It's just really neat. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put a window here,
Mhm.
and I just think it makes it so much more interesting. Um, and so there was a couple other things I really wanted to accomplish this time. Um, so this will be completely decorated, but um, you'll be able to take out any of the furniture that you don't, if you want to add your own stuff,
Right.
you'll be able to delete anything that you want to delete.
So you can set the
Um,
aesthetic the way you want it and still have the same space.
correct. Yeah. So for example, if you wanted to put Tank Girl's Kitchen in here, you can take this out,
Mhm.
put Tank Girl's Kitchen. Um, so I know Mad Rocks is coming out with a whole big furniture thing. So I thought, well, what could I do to make this? And this is just vanilla. I haven't done this yet, but I was like, well, what could I make? So I did kind of like a American Craftsman style of
Mhm.
furniture. So like this is like made. So none of this is like in the kit already. This is all augmented, material swapped out, made different, basically.
Right.
Um, and then
That's where as a creator, you go in and you change the textures and you change the type of material it's made of. Instead of being wood, it's metal, and instead of being black, it's white or painted or carpeted or
yeah.
right.
Well, and this is completely built. This
That's
is not
handcrafted.
in the kit at all. Yeah. Um, so I used like little planks and these little poles and made like an American Craftsman thing. But this is also a storage. So this is
Oh,
unlimited storage.
Oh,
You
nice.
can,
sweet.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's unlimited storage. Um, this you can put books in the top here, but this is storage, unlimited storage in the bottom, and this is unlimited storage. So I tried to make everything like useful.
Mhm.
Um, and then I also made
Oh, there's your
my
workbenches.
my little workbenches. This is the new industrial one. But what's crazy about this is watch this. You can put it on the ground
Oh, right. Used to you had it set where it had to be at like a waist high level.
and it'll still work.
Oh,
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
Cool.
So I worked with Marv's Bites, and what it is this is an activator instead of it being a traditional workbench. This is an activator, and it actually brings the workbench to you. And
Mm,
so I mean, you can obstruct them, but they're very difficult to obstruct. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's the one problem I find with the other workbenches. If it's not exactly right, it's obstructed and then it's useless.
yeah. So I also wanted to make like a sewing kit. I don't know if you guys played Skyrim or ESO, but
Mhm.
there's a sewing kit, and so I built a little sewing kit. So there's the sewing kit. This is the armor workbench,
Right.
and then I had a deconstructed gun,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Like a
then
nice.
like the
it
little
or
pieces,
something.
like
Yeah.
you're actually making it.
Okay.
This is adhesive. So there we got that, and also no problem with the third person bug. If you go in first person,
Right.
you leave first person.
That's
Um,
a lot of people that have not been playing this long or don't do mods and stuff very much. They don't realize how advanced a lot of this has become from some of the very
yeah,
first mods. Everything that you're mentioning are things that I've seen from the beginning of the game as modders experiment and talk with each other and work with each other. And one guy figures one thing out, and then that spreads through the community. And somebody else figures something out, it spreads through the community. Now we have
Well,
all these advances where you've got some of these perfect assets that are just awesome, and there's no problems with them.
well, and take a look at this. This is so I was watching a. I'm gonna do it with this one because it's a very obvious problem. And I was watching a streamer use one of my workbenches, and he literally took it and faced it towards the wall, and so it was completely backwards. And I was like, no. And and he's like, darn it, this doesn't work, and I'm like, oh, it's killing me. So this one, you cannot. It is absolutely YouTube streamer proof. You can put it really super high up, face it towards the wall, and it still works.
Oh,
Oh my
that's
god.
funny.
Yeah, that's
That's
frustrating
funny.
when players are. I mean,
That's
I'm
what I
not trying
mean.
to be mean, but when players are just stupid and then they think it's your fault and they crap on your product because they're an idiot. Like,
So, well, and that one wasn't as obvious as this one, but um,
I
it
see what
was
you're saying.
it was
Because if it was
pretty
just one of
bad.
those mats, sometimes it's hard to tell what's the front and what's the back.
true.
Yeah. Now, if
But if
it's
you're the
my
creator, you
mod,
know what the front is.
yeah, if it's my mod, it's um I do a custom transform for every item. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at tailored spaces, and I'll show you what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I'll
If you
go ahead
guys
and do
haven't
this
picked up
tour.
tailored spaces, there's a ton of new assets for
Oh,
decorating. They work in your ship also. So go look at
so
that mod. It's a great mod.
every item that I make a custom transform, and what that means is, you see how the chair is facing me.
Yep.
Okay, that is how you enter the chair, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
mean, and that's an obvious thing,
Yep.
but like for instance, the bed, this bed, that's how you enter the bed. Okay, because
Gotcha.
that. So it's always I always try to do that. So for my workbenches in tailored spaces, this is how you enter the workbench.
Gotcha.
You always know
Okay.
where the front is. There's a
Yeah, that's
lot
the
of
front.
different things that I've noticed where like you want to bring up a bookshelf and put into your wherever. And when you click on it to make it appear, it appears backwards. And you're like, what? Now I need to spin it
Yeah,
around and I got to adjust it to make it so I can. Why would you?
well,
And
that's
so what you've done is
yeah,
you've made sure that
yeah.
this is the usable space. This is how you would use it.
You
Automatically
can
appears that way.
you can tell when
Right?
someone doesn't make a custom transform because you put the chair down and it looks like this.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
have to turn it around. And what was super annoying, there was a mod that had all the not Betamax's mods. Betamax does it right. But this was a early mod on Nexus where it had all the vending machines,
Mhm.
and every single one of the vending machines, you popped it down like this and you could see the back of it. So to see what vending machine it was, you had to turn it around to see what it was. And I was like, that's
Yeah,
so
that's
annoying.
exactly what I'm talking about. And that's so annoying. So I'm so glad that you take the time, the effort, and the energy to put that quality of life in your mods. That says a lot about you as a modder, that you care that
So
much to make sure that you're watching out for us dummies that don't know how to use it.
that's funny. But it will be, and there's actually and this is Sleep Crate Reimagined. It does actually have a lot of choices. So I did, my friend Briar Shade, she loves like bright colors, pink and
Mhm.
teal and all that. So I did stuff for her. I have a more traditional kind of bent. I like the kind of outdoors and all that kind of stuff. So I did the
Yeah.
green for me,
Mhm.
and then I have kind of like white. I figured, the guys aren't going to want to have. The
I don't know.
guys
I
might
kind of
not.
like that white one.
You like this one? I was like, the guys might not want to be that
I don't like
fabulous.
that one,
So,
but I liked that one with the white comforter on it. That was pretty
oh
cool.
yeah, and
Very
I
elegant.
made I made these little. Um, I did custom fireplaces because I love the fireplaces. This one has an animation to it, so if I had a companion, they'll sit here in front of it. Um, and the other one does not have an animation because I kind of made this to go in ships. So and actually, and I can show you guys what this stuff looks like in a ship. But yeah. So this will be completely decorated, but you can take all of it out. There's gonna be custom. This is gonna be custom. I'm gonna make a table and I'm gonna color this because I don't like the dirty looking white. I even made like little spice baskets and
Oh, nice.
you know, and I'm gonna have some more of these shelves that have items on them like
Mhm.
industrial items, so
Now
you
go
can
back
just
to
And then
stick
that
them above
shelf.
here.
Are those on the items on the shelf? Is that like that shelf with those things like a stationary thing you just throw on the wall, or are those
Yep,
individual? Okay,
yep. So
gotcha. Okay, yep.
packet.
Okay.
yep, it's a pack in.
And then so this
Gotcha.
mod will be the entire sleep crate reimagined will include the space, but all of the decorative
All of the furniture.
furniture. Okay, so it's kind of
Yep.
a everything, and then all of this furniture then can also be used in your ship, in your other homes and everything, right?
Yeah, and I'll show
Okay.
you that. Hold on a second. Let's see. We'll fast travel to the ship. Yeah, because oh boy, it looks fantastic on the ship. Hold on. It really does. So my ship is my home.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I and
Same.
I'm just gonna run through and start you guys from the beginning. Let's see. Okay. So this is where you enter.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
actually this is tailored spaces, these bright walls, but I felt like
Yeah.
the black went matched better. The black. So
Okay.
this is my little entryway. Um all the shelves, all that stuff. That's tailored spaces too. Um the plant, this is from tailored spaces. But this is from Sleep Crate Reimagined.
Your wood
The
pieces.
dark
Okay.
wood and the white wood.
All right,
Okay.
so I got a question for you. On the
Hmm.
outside of your ship, do these poke through the outside?
No.
No. So
Okay.
when you edit them onto a ship wall, it stops there and doesn't protrude to the outside of the ship if it was an outer ship panel. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's well, there's space. There's
Okay.
space between the inner wall. This is not the outer wall of the ship.
Okay.
So, I guess you could make it poke out if you I don't know,
Got it.
but
Right.
these don't.
Yeah.
Um I put some textures on the new chairs. This is from Sleep Crate Reimagined.
Okay.
Um let's see. So this little area here, the walls and the
That looks so
fireplaces.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it. I just love how it turned out.
I love the
Let's
natural
see.
wood look. Like the
Hmm.
juxtaposition
Yeah,
of
me
that
too.
on board a spaceship is always awesome.
Um, I did these little trays for Sleep Crate Reimagined to so I could put Tank Girl's plants, but I'm gonna
Awesome.
do
Now I know
I'm
where
gonna
to
do
find them. Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple of these that are gonna have plants in them, so you
Mhm.
can make it look. If you don't use
Right.
Tank Girls mod, that you can still make it look like you're growing stuff.
Right.
Um,
Well, I like the pearl chai tea on Tank Girl's recipe, but you got to grow Tank Girl's vegetables or fruits in order to use that.
yeah,
And I have a problem with the way the flooring is set up in that mod sometimes. So it's trying to find a way that I can grow that stuff. And this is a workaround. It sounds like I can
yeah.
use your
Oh, sure.
tray and then
Yep.
her
Yeah, you
seeds
can.
and grow stuff in my own ship. That's
This,
perfect.
this time, I actually all of these plants I grew in these trays on my ship. So
Nice.
I
I've
have
got a spare room
all this
that's
stuff.
not even decorated right now that I'm going to set up as my garden room. This gives me
So
so many ideas. Oh, this is going to be great.
so this little poster, I found this in the CK, and I'd never seen it in anyone else's mod. So I went ahead and added that.
Okay.
I noticed that was in your sleep crate room also.
Yep. Let's see.
Ooh, look
Oh,
at those
these rugs are new. The shag rugs. This little. Oh, hold on.
throw
What's funny
pillow.
is, yeah, it doesn't. Every once in a while, you have to pick it up and like put it down again, and then it'll work. But mostly it's the NPCs will sit on it.
Oh, I
It's kind
got
of
you.
so I love that. I love getting photos.
Right, sitting in front of the fireplace, warming up.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
So let's see. I added so I was using Betamax's Wilby's, but I can't have other people's mods in my photos. So
Hmm.
I added giant stuffed animals to the mod.
Hmm.
So
Oh, that's my
um
favorite. Is that dog?
yep, so I added that. This is just a vanilla one.
Hmm.
Um and I'm probably going to do some more of these cabinets cuz I like them so much. And that's the other fireplace I did, and I
Hmm.
did I did the counters to match.
I
Yeah,
see you've
so
got your
that's
benches just kind of sprinkled around.
yep. Yeah, I like to just make them look like what makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and this is what this looks like when it's all full.
Yeah, so you
Um,
activate that and you transfer the books and then it neatly puts them there, right? Kind of like how it
yep,
did in Skyrim.
yep.
Okay.
Um, let's see. But yeah, I just love how there's that little those shelves
Yep.
again.
That's the
I
other. That's the other food tray, the item that I use from Galactic Harvest.
yep. All right,
I
let's
I
see.
keep those stocked. That's my food and drink stock.
So I
If you
love
know, you
these
know.
chairs. Yeah, I love these chairs. I did some more. I did the blonde wood shelves. Um, I did some of the yeah. So all this is the new mod, like all decorated up. Um, let's see. One thing I was really proud of. So the first time I did immersive workbenches, which is the free version of my
Hmm.
workbenches, and that was me learning how to do it really.
Hmm.
And so I was like, well, I'll just make this free. Um, I didn't know how to do the material swaps to make it look like the computer was turned on, and so since I've learned that, so this is the one that where it looks like it's turned on. I just like it so much better. So,
Right.
and it
And
also
that's
has
available
that.
through Tailored Spaces.
No, this is going to be in Sleep Crate Reimagined.
Okay.
Yeah. hmm
Because you
Um.
the iteration is the free workbenches, and then Tailored Spaces has a version of all the workbenches, but they're a little smaller, a little more compact, a little easier to use. And then the next
Yeah.
iteration is going to be the newer ones that are even smaller and new assets and just more
Yeah.
advanced.
So this is actually Tailored Spaces in here. This was my last update to Tailored Spaces.
Okay.
Um, and so there's an industrial workbench. Yeah, Tailored Spaces has over 250 pieces in it now.
Right.
But that was so whenever I uploaded it to Bethesda, for some reason the one of the mesh to the one of the archives didn't upload to Xbox, and it
Okay.
like broke everything, and so that made me decide, all right, you know what, I mean, and of course they hot fixed it, it was not a problem, but it was kind of like, you know what, every time you update you have a chance of breaking everything, and so I was just kind of like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on to a new mod.
Sweet
um
Pea,
so
I love talking with you, but I want to respect your time, and I know you've
okay,
got other,
Yes.
other things to
let
talk
me
with.
show you one
So,
more let me show you one more thing.
Okay.
all right.
So
I just don't
Oh,
want you
this
to get in
is
trouble on the other side.
oh
that's
no, you're
pretty.
fine. Um, this is a navigation console
Oh, that's
that I
cool.
made. Yeah, isn't that neat? So you can actually use that. And I put it right on the back of this chair, and I just think it looks
Right.
amazing. So I love it. So yeah, so that'll be coming out in May probably, and
Cool.
definitely look forward to that.
That'll be
Yeah,
pretty
that is
sweet.
so cool. We'd love having you on, and anytime you want to get on with us, that's great. We would love to have you back on. Um, maybe after
Mhm.
when it does come out,
Yeah.
we can get back on and show the finished product, um, and just chat.
All
Evidently,
right.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what we love
Yeah.
to do anyway. We can sit here for hours and chat when we hit time, but
Yeah.
I know you have other obligations, so it's been a great time having you here. We really
All right.
enjoy having you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you much. I'll take care.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
see you
See
later.
ya. All right. We are now done with that recording with Sweet Pea. As always, tons of fun having Sweet Pea join the channel because it's a lot of fun to get into the brain of somebody that's so creative and likes to. She just likes to make things for everybody.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's funny. I've heard her say this a couple of times before, and the reason that she does modding is because she plays the game. She plays the game a lot, like all of us do. And she runs across something and says, "Ow, wow, I like the way that looks. I wonder if I could change the color, change the texture, change the location." And so she does it for herself. And over time, she's finding that she's got a lot of these things, and that's how Tailored Spaces comes about. Is, well, I already have 50 items. I'm just going to turn this into a mod and pack it all together as a mod, and all these other extra things, and then you come up with 250 extra items, and now they're all in one space, one spot that you can download them all in as a thing.
Yeah.
So she's doing it for herself, but she's doing it for us too. I mean, she talks about friends that are like, yeah, I kind of like that bed, but I wish it had some pastel colors, or, I like florals or whatever. And so then she'll take some of that and integrate that into her mod for a friend.
Yeah.
So now she's doing it for her community too. So she's giving back a lot to everybody. Very appreciated.
And it's good. It's good to support the mod authors. I mean, and that's why I like Bethesda games. Like so many other games, you just buy the game, you play it, you're done. But for Bethesda to put out the creation kit for their game, so players can add to it, it's granted, there's going to be other games that are quote unquote better than Starfield, better than Skyrim, but just that the free roam, the sandbox, and the modding community is why I'm going to be coming back to Bethesda games as long as they continue that formula.
Yep.
So, and Jax, we need to get into mods. We need to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Every week we talk. We talk at least once a week, usually twice a week. On my morning commute to work, and of course your time zone a couple time zones ahead, so you're already at work. But we do all the talking about it, but we just got to do it. So
we'll just pick a Saturday and if we recording together, not even recording, but just being on Discord together while we experience and work through the kinks and the bugs and the problems and the understanding of the CK. With the two of us, it's going to be a lot easier. And if we're not recording it, it's not going to be something we're giving out to the public. It's for me and you to help learn.
Yeah.
Then we can be paused. It can be in the middle of the day. We can have family members in the background. It's not going to matter.
Yeah,
when we do a recording, we have to do it a certain way in order to be able to put it up as a podcast and not get in trouble. We have to do certain things and follow certain guidelines.
Yeah. It'll be fun doing that. Once I rearrange my computer station, I need to get a second monitor, because then that way when I'm doing the creation kit on my one monitor, I can have the other screen with Discord open. You sharing your screen there. So we might just sit there in silence for a few minutes as we're each working on our own thing, but then something happens, you're like, oh, hey, look at this. And then we discover a new feature or need help with something, we can, real time edit. So,
right.
And our plan, tentatively, our plan is to launch all of the mods we make under the Starfield Report banner. And then that way we figure it's, if we're able to put out a mod every other month, then it'll be more mods to that brand, that product line, right? So, although we just have to figure out how the money works with stuff, because we'll get all that.
Worried about it.
Yep. So
unless it turns into like some kind of super takes off and ramps up to some super big deal, and I'm not really worried about it. This is not. I'm planning on making a life changeover.
Yeah. Yep. So already, well, let's see. I think that wraps up this episode. And again, always an honor to have SweetPea on. So our next episode will just be called Free Lanes, because all we're going to talk about is free lane stuff. And that'll be here in a couple weeks. So, all right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to Starfield Report podcast. And any last words, Jax?
I want to thank SweetPea for coming on and being such a joy to have with us, and all of her hard work. And as always, guys, drive fast, take lots of chances.
All right. See you in a couple weeks with Free Lanes.
Now that was some fine work on the pressure.
Get out of here, Dusty. You're on to bigger things.